let's work on this next round of bargaining, having one bargaining coalition with signatory status that no one agrees to unless we all agree on a contract. Then you'll build power with solidarity.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
There are some rail workers that are planning to vote Republican despite the Democrats because they don't feel like there are any other options. And so to what extent do you feel like the rail unions, the unions leadership and you know, organizations like the AFL-CIO, to what extent are we and they to blame for that kind of narrow vision of how to make change? You know, like why do they think that the answer to this issue of Democrats are screwing over us, so we're going to go vote Republican. Republicans are screwing us over, so we're going to vote Democrat. Why is that? Why is the answer always to switch teams as opposed to like building the union?
It's so frustrating because of the duopoly in America. What other options do we have? You know, in rail industry especially, so almost everything you do every day has politics involved in it. Maybe not where you go to lunch, but we're not really allowed to go to lunch anymore. So every part of your job is affected by political decisions, rules, and regulations.
Yeah, that's 100% true. I used to work in public school setting, and that was something I told my coworkers there as well. I mean, your salary, your benefits, your working conditions, if it's connected to government or if it's connected to tax dollars, those are political decisions. And you know, you don't have a choice but to be involved in politics because it's involved in you. You know, whether you're playing along or not, it's impacting you.
Yeah, and you're a fool if you want to just say nothing about it, because that takes away any leverage you have at all. It's like not voting because you're mad. It's like you vote when you're mad. Come on.
Right. Well, so
I do like to shout out to the teachers and nurses. They have been exponentially. It's amazing how much action the teachers and nurses have going on. They're essential, and they realize it. They've been ignored for too long. So I'm very excited about nurses and teachers stepping up and being active.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think the key is like you mentioned earlier, the power of solidarity, and the more that we have each other's back, you know, when our brothers on the rail need help, we need to have their back, and they'll back us up when it's, you know, teachers in the classroom or nurses in the hospital or what have you. That's really what it's about. And I will say, as disappointing as this whole fiasco has been on so many levels, the way it's, you know, shaken out, the one thing I will say that has been positive is the amount of solidarity I have seen from people on behalf of rail workers. I've seen a lot of people who don't know anyone who works on the railroads personally. They're not, you know, personally impacted per se, but have been very vocal about the rights of rail workers and about the needs of rail workers. And so I think that is something that's promising. And if there's anything good that came out of all this crap, I hope there were some good relationships and connections that were made, and some of that solidarity can be channeled moving forward.
Yep.
And I take that back to rail labor and say, let's work on this next round of bargaining, having one bargaining coalition with signatory status that no one agrees to a contract unless we all agree on a contract. Then you'll build power with solidarity.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I definitely think there's going to be a lot of lessons learned from this whole situation, and I think there's a lot of ideas probably circulating for the next contract. It's already time to be thinking about the next contract, and so I hope that those of you who have been involved in this struggle can push forward some progress on this, both inside your unions and outside in the community as well.
Most definitely. I mean, we've when we did the last bargaining round, we followed the Florida juice train up the whole coast, Miami to Jersey, and we had other entities there with us. You know, Habitat for Humanity, things like that. We talked with each other, and that those kind of interconnectivities and communications and networking are powerful. It's kind of amazing. I mean, let's make people realize it's class conflict in this nation that's tearing us apart. Divide and conquer is strong, and we're falling for it every time.
Yeah, and we definitely saw them try to do a lot of that in the media with rail workers. I mean, I had a couple of people tell me, "Do you know how much they make?" Every, one of my family members said, every article I've read about this makes a point to tell me how much their salary is. They may not mention all kinds of other things in there, but and so we definitely saw that with this struggle, and we're going to keep seeing it every time workers are in struggle. The media and the powers that be are going to try to divide us and pit us against each other, and so it's something we have to be aware of, and it's something we have to constantly do battle with, because it's coming, whether we want it to or not.
Yeah.
And
Matt
we
Weaver.
need to go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
We need to acknowledge that across the board and be prepared for that. That's got to be the first thing we think of, is that what the adversary is going to be up to, so we can prepare for that battle.
Right.
Matt Weaver is a member of the Brotherhood of Maintenance of Way Employees, a division of the Teamsters, and a member of the Railroad Workers United.
Well,
Matt,
we're behind you, and we appreciate all you're doing, and definitely appreciate you coming on the show and being willing to spend time with us and chat about it.
Yep. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks so much for your time. If there's more info you need, feel free to send me a text, send me a link. I'd like to give a shout out to the AFL-CIO Transportation Trades Division that was able to bring all of rail labor together under one umbrella and one voice. That was very powerful. And I'd like to see them be very involved in our next round of bargaining as well.
All right. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
Thanks, you guys. Have a great week.
All right.
Appreciate
you. You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.